Hola chicos, buenos días. Ok, ¿cómo estás hoy? Yo estoy muy bien, muy bien. ¿Y tú? ¿Cómo estás? Let's see if you can remember what these represent. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy. Ok, voy a repasar. ¿Cómo estás hoy? Estoy contento o contenta o feliz. Estoy contento, estoy contenta, estoy feliz, estoy muy bien, estoy mal, estoy mal, estoy aburrido o estoy aburrida o estoy frustrado o frustrada. Yo entiendo, esto es un poco difícil, yo sé chicos, pero casi terminamos, casi terminamos. We're almost done. So one more time, let's hear it. Estoy contento, estoy contenta, estoy muy bien, estoy mal, estoy aburrido, estoy aburrida o estoy frustrado o estoy frustrada. Espero que no estés frustrado o frustrada ni mal. I hope you're not frustrated or not doing well. Just hang in there, guys. We're almost there. Ok, ¿cuál es la fecha de hoy? Hoy es, repite conmigo, hoy es lunes 18 de mayo de 2020. Otra vez, hoy es lunes 18 de mayo de 2020. Ok, ahora que hablamos de la fecha. So now that we're on dates, let's make sure that you understand what's going on this week. El 22. This is the last day for me to assign you something. I probably will not assign you something on Friday. This lesson today is going to be 2 days. It's going to be due on Wednesday. You'll have probably a conjuguemos or some sort of that kind of activity on the 21st, and then the 22nd again is my last day to assign anything. I won't be assigning you anything on Friday because you have una semana para entregar trabajo. You have 1 week from Friday to finish anything that is missing. And this week I'm going to be giving calls home. There are many of you who are not turning in assignments. You can actually fail the class if you have not turned in sufficient assignments. So yeah, I'm not real happy about having to do this to make all these phone calls, but if you haven't been turning in assignments, expect a parent phone call. You better get on it these next few days and you are not waiting until the 29th to turn in all of these assignments. They're going to be late. You're going to be penalized for turning in late assignments. So I have not asked you to do a great deal of work. I've been very reasonable. So get on it. Get in there on Teams. Look at assignments. I have returned many assignments with zeros. You need to go in and look at the grades tab, and you need to get those assignments in. Ahora, now. Okay. Okay, esto es el las ahora. Bell work, you need to have the document, the Word document open to do this exercise. These sentences do not match the pictures. They're all mixed up. So put them in the correct order on the Word document. Okay, and so I have actually this picture on the Word document, and then underneath are the numbers 1 through 9, and you need to put the sentences in the correct order to match the picture. Muy bien. Vamos a ver cuál es el objetivo. Es aprender a formar el pretérito, the preterite or the simple past tense de los verbos AR, ER, IR y unos verbos regulares. Okay, remember, first, the present tense, which we've done all year, expresses what you do or what you're doing. So for example, hablo español. I speak Spanish or I'm speaking Spanish. For the past or last week, we started with the preterite, the past tense. So the preterite tense expresses what you did. And you can see the difference. Hablo español, I speak or I'm speaking Spanish. Hablé español con mi amigo anoche. I spoke Spanish with my friend last night. So, like I said, I started you last week trying to just get you seeing it and using it without explaining to you exactly how to form it. This is just step by step. You need to pay attention. There's a lot of information in this video, and you're probably going to have to come back to it, even though I have given you a lot of resource sheets with the endings for the preterite tense, some irregular verbs. But if you're that one that needs extra help, this is the video for you. Ok, vamos a empezar con los verbos AR y verbos regulares. We're starting with regular AR verbs. Some examples would be cenar, to dinner, visitar, to visit, entrar, in, to enter in, hablar, to talk, desayunar, to eat breakfast. Los pasos para conjugar un verbo AR en el pretérito. Kind of the same process. Well, it is the same process of conjugating a regular present tense verb. We just have different endings. So you begin with your infinitive, for example, manejar, to drive. Take off the AR. You're left with your stem, manej. You add the preterite endings for an AR verb. And those endings are haste, o, amos, hastes, arron. Okay, so let's look at what manejar looks like when it's in the past tense. Yo manejé, I drove. Tú manejaste, you drove. Usted manejó, you formal drove. Él or ella manejó, he or she drove. Manejamos, we drove. Manejaste, you guys drove. Remember the vosotros form is used in Spain. Ustedes manejaron, you guys drove. You would use that in Mexico, Chile, Argentina. And ellos o ellas manejaron, they drove. Now I want you to look. The yo form and the usted, él and ella form have accents. You cannot leave them off. They are part of it. If you write manejo without an accent mark, if you have no accent mark, that means I drive. So that completely changes the meaning of the word and the pronunciation. Manejo. Okay, the accent is on the last vowel. Manejé, manejó. Okay, so repeat with me. Manejé, manejaste, manejó. Manejamos, manejastes, manejaron. Okay, haste, o, amos, hastes, arron. Okay, now we have los verbos AR ending in car, gar, zar. These are all AR verbs, and there's something special about verbs that end in car, gar, zar. And they're all AR verbs, but they have a special yo form. There's also something important to note. There are no AR boot verbs. There's no stem changes in the preterite. I'm going to get to that a little bit later. There are verbs that do stem change, but here we're talking about cargars are verbs. Okay, so when I'm talking about cargars are verbs, these are verbs ending in car. Tocar. I forgot to highlight the C. Tocar, car. Sacar buenas o malas notas, to get good or bad grades, ends in car. Sacar fotos, to take pictures. Look what happens. The ending for the yo form only. This is only the yo form. All the other forms are regular. You get a QUE in the yo form. So that C in the sacar, that C changes to QU, and then you add on your AR endings. So the yo form for tocar, like I played the guitar, toqué la guitarra. But notice that in the to form, tocaste, just a C. Tocó, C. Tocamos, tocastes, tocaron. So the only one you have to remember is the yo form, toqué. And it doesn't matter what kind of verb ends in car? Saqué is the yo form, but then it goes back to the regular C and all the other forms. Sacaste, sacó, sacamos, sacaste, sacaron. Okay, GAR verbs, there's a ton of them. Despegar, llegar, entregar, jugar. Okay, so these have a special yo form. They get a GUE. So that G then gets followed by a U, then you put your ending on the yo form. Jugué, jugué. Okay, and you see the U right there, GUE. If you don't have the U, it sounds like this, jugué. Okay, we need to make that sound g, so jugué. But notice it's in no other form. Jugaste, jugó, jugamos, jugastes, jugaron. You don't need the U, only the yo form. Jugué. Llegué. But again, to form, el form, nosotros form, vosotros, you just get the G. Llegaste, llegó, etc. Despegué. I took off like on a plane. Despegué, but again, in the other forms, you don't get the U. Despegaste, despegó. Okay, so despegué, llegué, entregué, jugué. ZAR verbs, another lot of them. Aterrizar, almorzar, to eat lunch. Empezar o comenzar, to begin. The ending for the yo form only is se, e. So that Z before the A changes to a C. Almorcé. Okay, it doesn't change to C in any other form. Almorzaste, almorzó, almorzamos, almorzastes, almorzaron. The verb aterrizar, aterricé. That Z changed to C, and we added on our yo form ending for the preterite, but notice in no other form do you get a Z. And then the yo forms of empezar, to say I began, empecé, comencé. Okay, and then the rest have the Z in them. I didn't have room to write them all. Okay, so again, CAR, yo form, QUE, toque. GAR, yo form, GUE, jugué. ZAR, yo form, Z to C, se, almorcé. Muy bien. Ok, los verbos regulares ER y R en el pretérito. Buenas noticias, good news, son iguales. They are the same. So you only need to learn one set of endings for regular ER and IR verbs. So let's look at a couple new ones we've learned. Coger, which is to get or to catch, like a bus or a plane. Volver, to come back or to return, like to come back to the hotel, to come home, to come back from school. And I'm sorry, IR verbs, vivir, to live, salir, to leave, or to go out. Okay, pasos para conjugar los verbos ER y IR en el pretérito. Start with your infinitive, just like we did our AR verbs, volver, salir. Take off the ER and IR and add your endings. The yo form ending is I, that has an accent. Iste, no accent. Io, the accent's over the O, the last vowel. Okay, don't get confused. Don't put it over the I. It's always the last vowel. Imos, istes, ieron. Okay, one more time. I, iste, io. Imos, istes, ieron. So let's take a look at our ER verb, volver, volví, volviste, volvió. Volvimos, volvistes, volvieron. Okay, salir, salí, saliste, salió, salimos, salistes, salieron. Again, the accent over the O in the L or AL or stead form. And let me just translate these for you to make sure you understand past tense. Volver. Volví, I came back or I returned. Volviste, you returned. Volvió, you formal came back, returned, or he or she returned. Volvimos, we came back or we returned. Volvistes, you all returned in Spain. And volvieron could be you guys returned or came back if you're in Latin America, or it can also be the ellos and ellas form, they returned. Salí, I went out or I left. Saliste, you went out, you left. Salió, you left or went out, formal, or he or she left or went out. Salimos, we left, we went out. Salistes, you all went out or left. And salieron can be ustedes salieron, you guys left or you guys went out. Or ellos y ellas salieron, they went out. Okay, unas cosas para recordar, some things to remember. The yo and the usted, él and ella are the only forms with accents for regular AR, ER, and IR verbs. The accent is always on the last vowel. So tomé, AR verb. Volví, ER verb. Salí, an IR verb. And then here, these are the yo forms. And then here's the él, ella, usted. Tomó, volvió. It's over the O, not the I. Salió, over the O, the last vowel. Salió. Okay, the other thing to remember is that there are no stem changes. There's no boot verbs for AR, ER, and IR verbs that stem change in the present tense. I know I pounded it over your head, those boot verbs, and now I'm telling you not to change the in the boot. But let's compare to the present tense of volver, to return or come back. It's a stem changing O to UE verb. Vuelvo, vuelves, vuelve, volvemos, and volves don't change. They're out of the boot, and vuelven. But now let's look at the preterite tense when we're talking about the past. I came back, I returned. No boot, no change. That O does not do anything. Volví, volviste, volvió. Volvimos, volvistes, volvieron. And whoops, I shouldn't have included this. I'm taking this out because I'm going to show you IR verbs do, some IR stem changing verbs do have a stem change in the preterite, and we're going to look at that quickly later, but I'm not going to get into that. You're going to do that next year in Spanish 3. Okay, on this slide, I'm going to show you one more, jugar, that usually stem changes in the present tense and how it doesn't stem change in the preterite. And I'm going to show you one example of a stem changing IR verb in the preterite. Okay, so remember our verb jugar, to play a sport, in the present tense. In the boot, it changes U to UE, juego, juegas, juega, jugamos, jugáis, out of the boot, and then juegan. But in the preterite, no boot, nothing changes. Okay, jugué, remember the GUE is because it's a GAR verb, it's the cargars are. Jugué, jugaste, jugó, jugamos, jugaste, jugaron. Okay, now let me just show you, at least so you can see it. Stem changing IR verbs in the present tense have a special stem change in the preterite. And I'm just going to show you one because this is a lot. So I figured dormir was a good verb to show because it's, you use the verb to sleep often. So in the present tense, dormir has an O to UE stem change. Okay, so duermo, duermes, duerme, dormimos, dormís, duermen. In the past tense, it's not an O to UE, it's an O to U, and it changes in what my Spanish teacher way back in the day called the coffin. Okay, so let's look at what happens to the O. Stays the same, dormí, dormiste, two forms, stays the same. Now we come down into the coffin, durmió. Out of the coffin, dormimos, dormistes, and then back in the coffin, durmieron. So just a U, it's not the UE. And the coffin is the usted, el, ella, ustedes, ellos, and ellas forms. Like, kind of think of them, they're in the coffin. It's a coffin shape, but they're underneath, like they're underground, of these up here. Okay, so that's the only one I'm going to show you for right now. So just if you could remember, durmió, durmieron. Okay, one problem with the preterite is that hay muchos verbos irregulares en el pretérito. There are many irregular verbs in the preterite. I'm going to show you 4 of them. They actually do have a pattern, except for the first one we're going to see. One thing to remember, they never have accent marks in the irregular forms. Okay, so I just finished telling you, you always accent the yo form and the, usted, el, ella form. Well, in the irregular ones, no accents. So the verb ir, to go, and the verb ser, to be, have exactly the same forms. I know it's weird. It's just the way it is. You're going to memorize them, and I'm going to show you when you're going to ser. There's only really two times for our purposes right now that you're going to use. You're only going to be using 2 forms of ser. Okay, so fui is I went, and if you used it in the form of ser, I was. Fuiste, you went, or you were, if it were the verb ser. Fue, you, he or she went, or you, he or she was. Fui, fuiste, fue. This is one of the most fun verbs to say in Spanish. Fui, fuiste, fue. Okay, fuimos, we went, or we were. Fuistes, you guys went, or you guys were, if it were the ser form. And fueron, you all, or they went, or you all, or they were. Okay, so remember, the blue is the translation of ser. The black is the translation of when we want to say I went. Fui, fuiste, fue. Fuimos, fuisteis, fueron. So let's look at a couple examples of using ir in the preterite, the verb to go. ¿A dónde fuiste ayer? Where did you go yesterday? So fuiste, did you go? So when it's in the question, the did is is like in the question mark or in the verb. Fuiste, ¿a dónde fuiste? Where did you go? Fui al centro comercial. I went to the mall. ¿A dónde fueron ustedes? Where did you guys go? So all of this, did you guys go, is fueron. No fuimos a ningún lado. We didn't go. No fuimos a ningún lado, anywhere or nowhere. Okay, examples of using ser in the preterite. As I told you right now, for this moment in time, you're mainly just going to use the el or ella, which is the it form, or the ellos, the they forms, to say it was or they were. And here's a couple examples. Somebody asked you, ¿Cómo fue el viaje? How was the trip? Okay, we're using the el or ella form, which translates as it. Fue espectacular. It was spectacular. ¿Fueron buenas las excursiones? Were the excursions good? We have to use the plural form because we're talking about las excursiones. Fueron maravillosas. They were marvelous. And like I said, I'm only going to ask you to be using these 2 forms if you're describing how something was or how they were. Okay. Okay, and apart from ir and ser, which are completely irregular and don't follow a pattern, you just have to memorize them, there actually is a pattern for irregular verbs in the preterite. I don't want to overwhelm you, so I'm just going to show you a few examples of the pattern, and you'll learn more next year. The irregulars in the preterite have an irregular stem. And when I'm talking about a stem, I mean the part that comes before the AR, ER, or IR. But despite the fact of having an irregular stem, they share a common set of endings. These endings are different from the regular ER or IR or AR verbs. Notice there's no accent marks and they're different. So the yo ending for an irregular verb is e, tú, iste, usted, ella, él, ella, o. Nosotros imos, vosotros istes, ustedes, ellos, hierran. Okay, you notice that Yeah, the iste form is the same for an ER and IR verb. The emos, these endings are the same, but these are different, the O and the A and the O. And the other problem is we have irregular verbs that are AR verbs, but they also take these endings. So all of these irregular verbs that I'm going to show you, these next three, they follow the pattern. They have these endings, but they have the irregular stem. So here's the verb estar, which is to be in a place. The irregular stem is estuve. Okay, it replaces the st, the est, and it becomes estuve. Okay, so remember, watch these endings and also look out for this irregular stem. So for I was, estuve. We've got our irregular stem, estuve, and then we add on our yo form ending, a. Estuve, I was. Estuviste, you were. Estuvo, you, he, or she was. Estuvimos, we were. Estuvistes, you all were. Estuvieron, you all or they were. Okay, so here's an example. ¿Por cuánto tiempo estuvieron ustedes en Argentina? How long were you all in Argentina? Estuvimos por 2 semanas. We were there for 2 weeks. Okay, let's take a look at tener, to have. This is another irregular in the preterite. Its irregular stem is tuv. So look for that tuv. Tuve. Okay, so they're irregular stem, and then I added on the yo form ending a, no accent. Tuve, tuviste, tuvo. Tuvimos, tuviste, tuvieron. I had, you formal, he or she had, we had, you all had, they had, or you all had, if it was ustedes. So here's an example. Tuviste un retraso. Did you have? That one word, tuviste, as a question is, did you have a delay? Un retraso. Sí, tuve un retraso en Atlanta. Yes, I had a delay in Atlanta. Okay, so the last irregular verb I'm going to show you, and the reason you need to know this is because it's used a lot, hacer, which is to make or to do. It has the irregular stem hic. Okay, except el en usted, that irregular stem is is, H-I-Z, rather than H-I-C. So again, we add on, we're using this stem, start the verb, and then we add on our irregular verb endings. Hice, I did or I made. Hiciste, you did, you made. Hizo, okay, notice how that C changes to a Z. If it didn't, it would sound like ico, and we don't want that sound. So we make it hizo. You formal did or made. Hicimos, we did. Hiciste, you all did, you all made. Hicieron, you all did or made, sorry. Okay, so why is this verb so important? Because one of the most common questions we ask each other is, what did you do? What did he do? What did they do? What did you guys do? So we definitely need to know this verb, and recognize it. Let's look at this. ¿Qué hiciste ayer? What did you do? So that hiciste, when it's in the question, means did you do yesterday? No hice nada. I didn't do anything, or I didn't do nothing. No hice nada. Okay, let's look at ¿qué hizo Pablo? Okay, we're using the L form, so we've got that Z in there. ¿Qué hizo Pablo? What did Pablo do? Estudió, hizo los deberes y después jugó al fútbol. Estudió, he studied. Hizo, he did. And jugó, he played soccer. Okay. Okay, so to review, your last day to turn in assignments is May 29th. You wait until then, you're going to be penalized for late assignments. I can give you as little as half credit. If it's something from back in March, do not expect me to give you passing grade. I'm calling home this week for students who have not turned in enough assignments to earn a minimum C grade. I am obligated to tell your parents why you received a D or an F, and I have no problem doing that. And your assignment today is due Wednesday. You will have a wrap-up assignment on Thursday, a quiz of sorts on travel vocab and the preterite. So, have a lovely day, que tengas muy buen día, and está lloviendo, hace mal tiempo, so good day to catch up on things at school, whatever class it may be that you're behind in, and just hang in there, guys, you can do it. Puedes, tú puedes, tú puedes. Si yo puedo, tú puedes. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay, adios.